how she's done it, because I was with her 2 weeks ago in Rome.
Okay,
So she's done that.
sorry, go ahead.
Hi, Sabrina.
Sorry, Mr. Keshe, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
I'll unmute her. Here. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Hello?
Hi, Sabrina. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, tell us what you've done and if you've seen anything positive.
Okay, well, can I share a screen to show you?
Yes.
You can set up what you'd like to share. You set up what you'd like to share first, and then click on the share screen button, the green button on the bottom of the Zoom.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll share first the design that you drew for me. Is not.
We can't see it. We need to.
Okay,
You've got to.
you up. I clicked on share screen.
Okay,
Yes.
then you select which window you'd like to share.
She's got the camera.
Oh, like the camera.
Oh, you just want to start your camera. Okay, let me, sorry, let me do things differently here then.
Start video. Is it that one?
No, you see a camera, you got to click on it.
I have to,
Rick has to give you permission.
there we go.
Oh,
Now
yeah, we
we get it
can
going.
see you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good now.
Hi, we can see you. Don't come too close to the camera. We can see your face. You got to go down a bit. You only see.
These are the ones that you. They're being prepared. The one that you designed for me. I don't know if I can pull them up separately. But my gravitational ones were too big, so I chose to not do it horizontally.
You did it with an angle in the plasma condition.
Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, and I've got a nano-coated long wire.
You done the way I drew for you on the paper.
Yeah,
how to do
you
it.
do. But a friend of mine that helped me do the twists of the magnetical and gravitational beat me to it, and he made me a box, and I've been using it now for 3 days.
Okay.
And I'm having incredible.
Move the camera up a bit that we can see you. You don't need to bend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
I'm having an incredible relationship with this active one that's already attached in the electricity with a LED light. I don't know if I can move the computer to show you.
How does it interact with you? What do you feel?
I'll tell you the effects. Okay. So the effect.
What was your problem first?
So I have rheumatoid arthritis for the last 7 years, diagnosed through rheuma tests, Valeros, various numbers of blood tests. Basically, you have like pains that go like a toothache, like a really decaying tooth. For the last 2 months, using the CO2 pain pads, I decided to throw away all my medicine. So I was in a very bad way. Every day, more pain, like my knees had gone, my right hand couldn't close, and my left foot was in a very painful, like decaying teeth kind of pain. I used them, as you said, to put like my fingers on the gravitational, and this one on the magnetical, and very strong energy, very clear, strong energy entered in, like especially through my right arm, my shoulder, and moved quantities of things in a very, very positive way. I did it twice on this first day. It has CO2, and then I went out, and it's actually when you go out that you understand the effects. Because what had been crippling pain, like I couldn't open a bottle of water, I was suddenly with so much energy, but not adrenaline energy, just positive, healthy energy that went past my hands. And so the pain was a small little pain and very, I recognized myself after a very long time. In the morning, I do still have some pain, never as bad. It doesn't go to the tooth decay level, but it's still there. So I'm doing it like twice a day.
For how long are you doing it?
About 20 minutes each time. Like, it calls me. I have it on all day, all night. Like, sometimes I don't want to, be there all day doing this. Or like I have a kind of like a big emotion that doesn't want to change or something like this. And I live in the countryside, and even like somehow in nature yesterday, I was going into the woods, and there was a very strange kind of light effect behind me, like the white of an egg, very shining, like it's surreal. I couldn't understand what it was, but it was like my window was close by, like in nature. I was in my car, so I had like the spiral in the car. I don't know, some strong light effect. But genuinely, my energy is mine, and emotionally going very, very deep. Like the deepest of my old self, like when I was healthy, very present. Yeah.
But you got to use this over, the illness came over years.
Yes.
It's not going to go away in one go. One of the things you have to do is, after a while, you have to change the load on your system.
Okay. Now I have a lead of 4 kilowatts on.
Kilowatt or 4 watt?
Or 4 watts, sorry.
4 watt. If you had 4 kilowatt, the house would have been boiling. The point is that when you feel a balance, you change the load. You increase the load. You reduce the load. That different strength fields goes into the structure of the transformation of the plasma. You control the field flow through your load, not through, as you do with electric current with a thermostat at the beginning.
Okay.
You decide if you drain more or you want to allow more to stay, because the source is the same. It's what you drain creates a different environment. So use a 6 watt light next time, or 10 watt light, and then you see if you feel better with a higher light consumption. If you go like a 12 watt or a 16 LED, or when you go lower, and then change it every time, because your body fixes one section, you have to fix the other energy balances.
Right.
Control it with the outside, not the inside. But if I ask you a question, how does it feel compared to 3 days ago when you started it?
I mean, incredible, because I was like, because I stopped using cortisone, the pain was like, I don't know, 3 days ago, my knees, I couldn't even stand up properly. I mean, it was just getting worse and worse. And now I'm, I can stomp my feet. I can go in garden, or I can do whatever I want. But I still feel I have to, really concentrate that I'm doing this, because as soon as I forget about it. But the other incredible thing is, I was in the car, like the first day, it was the most successful day, like completely pain-free and with so much energy. There was one element that was different, which was I used an indigenous ointment from Colombia that has an ancient one made with coca leaves and marijuana. And I don't know if that was an extra benefit that came. I had it as an ointment on me. When I used to use that ointment on its own, it would you know, dull the pain a bit. It didn't take it away. But I don't know. The first day I had a day of like total health and well-being.
But you got to change the light.
Okay.
You have to get one of these stickers which has 4 or 5 entry,
Mm-hmm.
and just add one light to it or 2 lights to it and change it. Just plug in and plug out. That the balance is done more or less the first 10 seconds. What it takes, whatever it needs in that balance. The rest is it's processed off with reprocessing itself. You have a lot of bone bits hanging on your ankles or your knees or your wrists through the arthritis. What will be interesting to see if these deformities go away or they reduce in pain or size.
Like this, like I don't know if you can see. I'm sort of like here. This one. I couldn't close my hand 3 days ago. This finger, but now I can close it. I couldn't pick up a bowl of pasta because it was like a needle here. That's gone. You know, it's like the debilitating of, you know, you just feel weaker and weaker and you don't really want to interact. That went the first day, and the pain is just slumbering pain. But like to become totally healed, how many months do you think I need to do this?
Carry on till you find a balance, because this illness, especially arthritis, these systems are gift for the people with this problem.
Right.
That's why when I was with you, I recommended to use it because I know what it does. And if you use it in the long term, it changes. It resets the body, the bone structure, more or less to its original condition. Your bone structure goes back to when you were 18, 20 years old. It does that, but it takes time. You've seen it. You've seen the changes. As you know, you said you couldn't close your finger 3 days ago.
Right.
So you have to, these things take 3 to 6 months to become embedded in RNA, because these systems not only change the DNA, it changes the RNA and embeds RNA to its original condition. So emotion and the information of the emotion changes the physicality on the DNA, and it has to be embedded. You don't embed it within days or hours.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how you feel in about a month time, in 2 months time, if you sit and run a marathon. I give you a tip, which is very important, especially with your feet. If you be careful and structure yourself in a way that, as I explained to you when I was with you can put these the way you held it in your hand, sit on a chair and put your feet on it, the same, left foot and the right foot.
Okay.
The process will go the same. It will go through the body feeling and start resetting everything.
Do I still kind of use like the big toe as the finger?
More or less, you can't do that, but you can just put it on your foot, or you can put it under your foot, and be careful you don't scratch the material. This is the problem.
Do
That's
I,
what
do I need to recover it occasionally?
it'll be good if you're using it. Yes.
But like with a spray or like with a
No,
CO2?
just the best way to do nano coating these things is to make a composite of guns which cools down with or with,
Hands that what?
with the guns which you produced with some small amount of added caustic and the sugar, which sticks the nanomaterial, the guns, and the caustic to the layer, and the layer continues to build its own self up. Because where you keep these things is a moisture. So very, very, very small amount of caustic. You don't feel it when you touch it, but it's a strong, effective enough for the layers to be produced. We do this in all the Magraph systems. But make sure when you do that, then you give it a wash that the caustic is gone. Leave it for about 2 or 3 hours. Let the layers build and just give it a small wash that is dry, man. has to be dried totally.
So when I make these ones that I'm making, like, and I'll make it, sorry, closer to your design, like these ones. Yeah. Shall I do this
Like that,
plastic
yeah,
CO2?
yeah. So you just be careful. You don't need to nanocoat, but if you see any scratches or whatever, you'll find out after a few days they disappear because the nanomaterials is a process. It'll build itself back on again. One of the best ways, because when you made them, most probably you didn't clean them totally. You can't never clean them off all the caustic. But for example, if you leave it in a moist area, if you leave systems like this in a bathroom where you take a shower and it's moist, you will see the layers will start building back up very quickly.
Okay.
So they repair themselves. Or you can do it with a GANS and a little bit of caustic into the process that you feed it and you repair itself. That's why I gave you this system in Rome, is because it works. This is a gift for people with joint and arthritis. We are launching this as part of the medical system from the factory in the coming weeks. So people like you can actually purchase it and change their life. You just walk on. The body, the muscles.
Do you think it will change the blood tests as well, like in a few months?
100% yes.
Okay, so I will keep. I had a blood test like a few weeks ago, so it will be interesting to, use my case as a case for.
If you can, the way we ask for people like you to do is to choose a certain date a month, like I said, the 5th of each month, and take your blood test 5th of each month, or every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, that we see the changes. We see which way it's going and what changes. But you will see 100% changes in the blood, and you start living totally different. And I didn't build the system, you build it yourself. So your emotion carries with it, and it carries a lot in that changes. It's nice to see you smiling after a long time.
It's easy to smile when you don't have pain. It's like,
Yes.
it's nice. Thank you so much. There's just two questions. Like, I remember when you told me the feet.
Yeah.
The moment you said you can do feet and hands, like on the same side.
No, you don't. Try not to do it yet.
No. I'm working with a crystal in between that's gathering the plasma. So when I have to do my, is that too powerful?
It's too powerful.
Better not for now.
Not at the moment, because you have to understand the process has to be slow. You don't hammer it. You do it with a hammer. Slowly, slowly. When you push, you don't allow the repairs to do naturally. You override a lot of things. It's got to be very, very slow. It's the way the process of the body is. You can't go with a hammer. You got to allow it in a very slow way that the repairs are done. You change the condition, but it takes days for the poison and the residual material, which is not needed, to be taken away by the body. Is you release, but the body is still sending information, which creates that kind of extra ganses which are not needed, which become pain, not to come in, and you have to take those away. It takes about 7 to 14 days that every time you release poison or what they call extra energy out of your body to be taken away by the body in full. So you'll see a permanent changes in about a month, 2 months time. And it'll be nice to see if your bone structure changes, which means the body is not depositing anymore.
Right.
But it's good to see you without the pain, or at least yes.
Like already, like my foot for a month, my left foot, like my toes were going a bit like this, and the bone under was getting bigger, so it really hurt. Like every time, like as if you have a pebble in your shoe or something, and that went the first day. And I could stomp my foot, but like the energy of healing is It's like it's bigger than your body and it's full of energy. And therefore the pain seems something very small and it's not attached to the emotion. Like it's shifting my emotional and giving me stability. Even if my environment, someone goes crazy in my environment, my reactions are very different.
In what way?
It's my own safeguard, like other strategies or something. Anyway, I thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope it helps. We'll talk to you later on in a few weeks' time to see how it develops. But try to get the blood results that we can see physical changes.
Okay. Well, I'll try and do one monthly. I'm going to see the an official rheumatologist on next Monday.
Uh-huh.
So I can, you know, he has to declare whether I have rheumatology, so I can have free blood tests.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
because
you're using the system, you change it, he'll tell you you don't have, what are you gonna do?
well, I still, like, for me, I have to get rid of the pain and get all my emotions in order, so I'm not wasting my life. Like it still gives you.
No, I said, if you go on Monday, when you go on Monday to the doctor to measure, and you've been using the system and you have changed the condition, it says you don't have one, what are you gonna do? I had one till last week.
No, but like I did my blood test 2 weeks ago, and what's supposed to be 15 is like 276, or what's supposed to be 5 is 70. You know, so I have like the 4 markers of rheumatology in my blood test that I did weeks ago. I'm just bringing them to him to
Yeah.
see. And then he can see in 6 months if it's completely changed. He becomes, you know, a witness to this.
But it's a scientific data.
Yeah, it's scientific, like blood tests with numbers. Already taken a week or so ago.
That's
I'm just
fantastic.
bringing that to him.
Wish you all the best. Next time when we are Rome, we'll talk.
Okay. Oh, in Dubai.
I received your text while I was going on board. I said, but I'm going through when you were texting to me. It was nice to hear. It was going to the factory in the airport, receiving this information for me was a gift. It was a purpose to go to the factory.
Ah, really, such a
Yes.
gift.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Sabrina.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, indeed. Thank you.